Yeah, we should do it as in like we do the overlap. We should start it like this, where we just talk about normal stuff.
Yeah.
Like we'll pretend that we're the overlap.
Oh yeah, and so pretend that you just get in
Yeah,
and you've got like a producer.
Yeah, no biscuits. I'm on a diet.
Really?
Yeah.
You on a diet?
Been on the wagon wheel diet.
Yeah.
Good result of the weekend though, wasn't it? Good result for you lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
I was actually, you didn't give me enough time to make a seafood joke. I was going to say I'm on a seafood diet.
What was that joke? No one cares.
Yeah.
This has got a sweetener in, by the way. You know I don't take sweeteners.
Does it actually?
No, it doesn't. I think it's just...
I don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
With the tea. I was genuinely pissed off if that had a sweetener in for you and for myself, because I make the teas in the house. I think it's just...
I need to show you that comedy clip. I need to show you that comedy clip later.
All right.
Let's play the intro.
Cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the latest episode of the Armchair podcast, brought to you by Josh and Jacob Flowers. If you've tuned in, cheers again, legends. Make sure to smash that like button.
Obliterate it.
Literally, like, spam it. Yeah. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, like it and just share, and follow us on Instagram if you haven't. Follow us on TikTok if you haven't. What a glorious weekend of football.
That was the true definition of a delectable medley of football.
What the hell did you make of this weekend?
Couldn't have said it better than Rory, really.
Yeah.
Had it all. Scorpion kicks.
Yeah.
Goals. Footballs.
Pure footy.
Spurs.
And I've got a question for you.
Second half of the season, we're doing a title charge.
United.
Is it on?
I don't know. You never know.
All of that and more coming up on this week's Armchair podcast. Isn't it exciting?
Oh,
what should we talk about first? I think the first thing we should address is us going missing last week and not doing the podcast. If you can explain what happened.
Well, if I rack my brain back to that fateful Sunday, when things just got emotional. And I just couldn't bring myself to get in front of the camera, and I've learnt from that.
It's a bit like the overlap, actually, where Jamie Carragher doesn't appear. It was
exactly. When
just
certain weeks when you don't fancy it, exactly.
When
it's
you know you're gonna get battered.
Yeah.
In the comments,
like if Arsenal win the league, they won't do like a fucking overlap for a year.
No, they will cancel.
They'll cancel, yeah, and they'll get Papa whatever he's.
Papa will shout out to Papa if you're watching. I know you're watching, obviously.
Yeah, he's
only the goats watch this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Trent. Cheers for watching again this week. Cheers, mate. Every single week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the overlap would just... The whole of the internet's going to go into a meltdown. But I just think on that Man United point, obviously last week we were second again, the bottle jobs. And this week it's... Literally, last week, it was so funny. Last week, I heard pundits saying, like, we're going to bottle it.
We are bottling it.
And then this week, I witnessed Micah Richards and... Jamie Redknapp,
Jamie Sketchers Redknapp
on Sky Sports saying Arsenal will definitely win the league and there's no chance they're not going to win the league.
Because even more,
which is mad.
Even more brilliant. That bloke, because the week before United as well, there was that bloke who he's like the Villa pundit. He's like a Brummie guy. I don't know his name, and he was saying, "Well, the trebles are, the quadruples are." And then we lost. And then when we lost to United, then it was. We're bottling it, and now we've won the league. Yeah,
literally, we've won it.
Now we've won the league, and next week, if we beat Chelsea tomorrow, quadruples on.
So, long story short, we missed last week because we weren't winning the quadruple, but now we're going to win it again.
Yeah,
we're back.
Yeah,
more than you believe. I'm happy.
You aren't showing it.
I'm so happy. Believe me.
The performance from United, from Arsenal against United, didn't warrant a podcast.
No,
it wasn't the
foggy standards. It would have been awful. And I think back to your point, it would have been, and it would have got lots of clicks and lots of engagement, Like that clip where we just
we should have done
that we don't score any goals and Arsenal are like crap.
It would have been that, but
it would have been that over an hour
and a half.
And the thing is, it would have been so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because even me at work, like I came into work and usually I'm like, "You all right, mate? How's it go?" I was completely silent. I knew what was coming. I work with a Forest fan, well, loads of Forest fans basically.
Yeah, it's
and they
almost like
couldn't
you're
wait
working
to give him
Nottingham.
his shit. But yeah, a tactical masterclass really from us because we've waited now to do a podcast. When
On that point, I'm getting it a lot from Forest fans because I don't know why, but Harry Dobbs and Owen Hannon, every time I see him, they go, "Oh yeah, you're bottling it, aren't you now?" And Harry Dobbs keeps saying City are going to win the league. Like they are.
You can't believe that now.
It'd be interesting.
I don't think anyone believes that City can win it.
I think after that Spurs result, but not all. It's the thing it's the performances.
By the way,
every
they've
week
not
are just
six
not that
games
good.
in a row. They've dropped. They haven't won a game now in 6 Premier League games. I think that's a record under Pep Guardiola. I don't think he's gone that long without a win.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I might have, but they went on a terrible run last season as well. But they're just not the same Man City they used to. They were.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a bit all over the place. I don't know what you want to talk about first.
Well, we'll start
we
with Arsenal if you want. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's up
let's
to
start
you.
with Arsenal. So we're going to talk about Arsenal in this pod. We're going to talk about United, obviously, because people love United. We'll talk about the Spurs and City and also and a couple of funny bits later on in the podcast. So make sure you get through all this shit about Arsenal. You can skip ahead if you want.
Skip it if you want.
Just fucking skip it if you don't care about Arsenal. But yeah, because there's some funny bits like when Traore slung Cucurella on the floor. That was absolutely hilarious in Chelsea against West Ham. So
That was good.
yeah, and also Chelsea, man, they're doing
Rafinha and his AI.
going under the radar. I think the AI drip feed LinkedIn campaign messaging all the players after the finished
really
is working.
worked. Yeah, exactly.
Just like
That's
players.
what happened. That's why he developed such a relationship so quickly with João Pedro. I
think-
must have messaged him on LinkedIn.
I think that's the thing is like when you're that used to being on LinkedIn and building a good work culture, it was always going to have a good culture.
It's true.
And that bleeds into everything that you do.
It's true. And that's like I'm under no illusion that Jake Humphrey could just
Manage
straight
straight in at United and probably title charge.
Yeah.
I reckon so. 100%. And we might have got that from Carrick. Maybe he's been on LinkedIn as well.
Maybe.
Because that LinkedIn juice, it's the new era of dominance. And I think Arteta has even got a bit of
He's
that
one
LinkedIn
of them,
juice.
I think he is
You
one
know,
of
the whole
those.
light bulb thing, the whole speech that he did after the Man United game. Very LinkedIn paragraph post.
Yeah, you could see it, and he's one for the speeches. Obviously, when we lost to United, it was a bit of statesmanship when he did this press conference, and he said something along the lines of, "We're on, there's 4 months left, and we're on a boat or something."
The
And I want
cringiest
you to
thing
get on the
ever
boat.
is when we had 11 games to go and he took that fucking clock.
Oh, that's been doing the rounds, hasn't it?
That was disgusting because at the time I was a bit gassed and I was like, "That's really nice," but looking back at it, like that was way.
This
too
is
far.
it's like the United pod for us. Like that would have been at the time. You would have been like, right, we're getting loads of clicks, but then you look back
It's shocking.
and it was shocking. But no, I think going into this game, I kind of thought I was confident because I think Leeds have been. They've been good, but I thought we were just going to have too much quality for them. I thought it was going to be scrappy, and I thought it would be hard. But it wasn't really. It was a bit scrappy, but it wasn't hard.
Yeah, I think it was after last weekend where it was all we bottled it again. I think it was imperative that we went to Leeds, which is a hard away day to get.
We had a
3 points.
massive, monumental win in midweek against Kairat. Like that's
true.
These are European giants.
That
so
is true.
Respect to
Hey,
Kairat.
they had a great night. From is it Kazakhstan?
From Kazakhstan.
Yeah. But that's not Borat country, is it?
That is Borat's country, but I think he's done irreparable damage to the
Entire nation.
entire nation's.
But he's kind of put them on the map
it
at the same time, but also in a pretty bad way. But it's a beautiful country, Kazakhstan. They've got some like amazing mountain ranges there. It's really underrated. It's a good place to travel. Genuinely, like it's unreal.
Get on the lads tour.
Yeah,
2026.
I think so. It's on the map.
Kazakhstan
and
26.
I think they look like they had a good night. But yeah, I think it was like crucial that we went there to sort of get back on the title charge because we looked like 3 games in a row where we dropped points. And also, like, we just need to get those points on the board before City. And it feels like every time we play before City, they bottle it. People are calling us bottle jobs. They've bottled it like
that
so
is
many
actually
times.
true. I'd be interested. I'm not going to look into it because I've got a lot.
No, we're not. Exactly.
And no, sorry, because I'm not an analyst. But I just think I'd be interested to see because I think we've also done the inverse where when they've played
Yeah,
first,
it's the same thing.
and they've got a result. I don't know.
We're both bottle jobs. It's just because we had a head start, so they're just.
Yeah.
Because, every time they've played first, we've dropped points. And every time we played first, they drop points.
Yeah.
And this could just continue on. It's just the battle of the shit.
I think talking about City is interesting. I think we'll go back to them because we spoke about them quite a few times this season about their level. And it's quite difficult to know how good they are. And
they're on the floor at the minute, I think.
Yeah.
This is their floor. That's the thing with City. This is their floor.
I don't know if it is. I actually don't. I think their floor was where they were last. You know, the end of last season when they were just getting battered.
Yeah,
I mean,
but they're not far.
5-1.
They're not far off that now.
That's what I'm. That's what I said. Like, I don't think that they. I think there's a bit of a rot.
Foden's gone missing again as well.
Yeah, he's injured. Is he injured?
I
mean, he
no
dropped
idea.
off form. Yeah,
well, like Haaland's
we need to do another clip for
blanked.
him.
Yeah,
Like seriously, Foden. If you want,
that's what I mean. He rode the wave of that clip. And now he's dropped off again because it's like he got dead angry, and then now he's like, oh, I'm not bothered anymore.
Yeah, he's not got. He needs a bit of.
But we're coming for you again, mate.
Yeah, but it's been similar with Arsenal. Like sometimes I watch us and I think we are the best team that has ever, graced the football pitch.
I'm not
and
sure.
then sometimes I think we
thought
are. Like when we beat Bayern 3-1 in the Champions League.
That was good.
I genuinely thought like.
I think with the Real Madrid one, when we beat them at the Bernabeu, I thought we're pretty good.
Yeah, or when we beat Kairat. So
Yeah.
So going to Leeds, I don't know. I kind of thought we needed a bit of a change. There's been
Big
a lot
game
of,
though, wasn't it? That I thought it was a big
game.
result. It was a big result because everyone was saying we bottled it, and then to go there and win 4-0. By the way, they haven't lost a home game since November. And I know it's only Leeds, but to go there and score 4 goals and win so convincingly, I think it. It was just a big win for us, and it was a really good performance.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
What do you think? Why do you think? Because we recently we've been struggling to score goals. What do you think was the difference this week?
It's a good question.
Was it Havertz?
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of conversation about like, was it Havertz? But then he didn't really actually. When you think about what he did, he didn't really do much.
Yeah, I listened to another podcast, Arse Blog, and they were saying weird name for a podcast actually, but I get it. But I don't know if it would have been my name of choice.
Yeah. But it's worse. I mean, nowadays, if you called Goonapod, it could be worse.
But they were saying that his stats were dreadful after the game. It was like he had like 5 out of 9 completed passes.
Yeah,
his XG was terrible. Like he's expected assists, like everything. But he just looked good, didn't he? Like I think he opened up the space. And also they did say I said he looked like Thomas Muller. When he played, they said the exact same thing. So you criticised my ball knowledge.
No, I didn't.
I thought straight away. I meant in general. In general, you do.
But I said I actually applauded you when you said, "Oh, he's a bit of a Thomas Muller."
Genuinely, like I know he's not as good as Thomas Muller, and he's been injured and everything. But like, if I could compare Havertz to a player, honestly, I think it would be Thomas Muller. Because when he came over, everyone was like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but everyone was like Van Persie, and I was like, he's not going to be.
He's not like
Van
a lethal
Persie.
finisher. I mean, Van Persie's one of the best finishers
it's because he's
we've
tall.
ever had.
It's because he's tall, literally. It's because of his build. But like, he is genuinely the closest thing to Thomas Muller. And I love Thomas Muller as a player. I think he does I think he's like, flies under the radar and he just like helps the team massively. And I think that's what Havertz did at the weekend. He opened up space for Gyökeres. We essentially played 2 strikers. And I'm sorry, like sometimes you have to do that against a 3 at the back. It's disgusting. And I think a good way to combat it, tactical masterclass from Arteta, is just stick 2 up top and go back to Stoke. People are calling Stoke. I don't give a fuck. We are Stoke now. 2 up top, baby. 4-4-2. That's what we played.
Yeah. You know what? I don't mind it. And
I don't.
We looked,
in some games, I don't.
Yeah, we looked pretty good. I think the difference was today. I don't think it was any one thing. I think maybe we just played with a little bit more like
urgency.
Yeah, and I did notice that we were just kind of punting it in. We were just putting crosses in the box more, but I don't know if it was just like they were just good crosses and it just happened to be in this game that we just.
I genuinely think we got a bit.
If there was more of just like something from Arteta where he was like, you need to stop.
Yeah,
putting
I think we've got a bit complacent, and I think Arteta's watched those 3 games and back to back and thought, what are we doing wrong? And I think like people were blaming it on the style of play. I actually don't think it's a style of play as much. I just think the players were getting a bit complacent. It's a mix of both. The style of play is not the best. But honestly, as we've seen, like when those balls come in, because Salah used to do it with Liverpool. Remember, he used to cut on the outside of the box and whip those crosses
or
in.
Alexander
Arnold, right? And no one said about, Liverpool. And I know they did that a lot on the counter, but when they were actually dominating the ball, no one called them boring. And that's all they were doing. They were whipping balls in and people would get on the end of it. And that's what we did. Madueke cross, I'm sorry, but Saka gets injured, Madueke comes in. What a performance, by the way.
Yeah, it was...
Like,
yeah,
50 million, honestly, people
Yeah.
were calling him... People were absolutely disgusted when he signed for the football club. Let's not forget that.
Let's not remember.
Let's not remember. But honestly, he's been... I mean, he did a really good Saka impression.
Yeah, he did. He's good. I mean, I'm still undecided on Madueke. I think what he is, for sure, is he is a great backup. Like, as backups go, do you know what I mean? Like, I think if he was our starting winger, don't know, we'd see. But what he is for sure is a brilliant backup. And I don't think, and that's what we signed him to do. Let's not forget. No one thought he was going to be the starting winger, and he has done a really good job of doing that. So I think if that's the benchmark, I think he's been good. I think he still has to improve. There's still a lot that he could improve on in his game because he is a bit raw.
I think to say that he's not a starting winger is a bit harsh.
But no, he's
because
not.
I think Saka set such a precedent.
He was a backup though to Saka.
No,
That's
I understand,
not what
but
I'm
I
saying.
think if Saka did not exist and we bought him to start on the right wing, I wouldn't be like, this guy stinks.
No,
I'd be like, he's really good.
I wouldn't say no because he has had, there's been games where he's not been.
But about, I know he's not on Semenyo's level. Clearly, he's head and shoulders, like he's one of the best players in the league. But if I compare him to Doku, or to be fair, Jared Bowen's better than him as well. But
a lot of wingers.
I think he needs time to grow. He's quite young,
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You've got a good point.
I'm not saying he's.
I know what you mean.
I just don't think he's
not the
quite
finished
at that
article.
level.
Yeah. But I think he played
reminds,
really well.
In a similar vein to Martinelli, who also,
but he's a bit older. What did you think? So what did you think then about, because the main thing as well, other than, the way we play football, which is still under debate, but I think that was a perfect game for us in a way because we really leaned into our strengths. I know people call us boring, but that is our strength. Think about it. Since last season and this season, what are we good at? Physicality, set pieces, bullying the other team, which we never used to be, by the way. We're the exact opposite of this, but I kind of liked it and I embraced it.
Yeah,
we bully teams. We're so physical. We put balls into the box. Teams are scared of us in a way, and I think we've sort of lost that a bit. Or maybe it's just, I'm not really sure what went wrong, but it's got a bit too boring, hasn't it?
I think it's interesting. I think the issue has been for me. You mentioned what was the difference.
Yeah.
I think maybe having Havertz in there and just playing Zubimendi and Declan Rice. I mean, we've said similar things all season that I just don't think that you need Ødegaard. And at the start of the season, we all thought that seems like a perfectly balanced midfield. Ødegaard, Zubimendi, Rice. Like, I thought best midfield in the Prem. As it turns out, it's not working. And I think my theory is, and it's not a theory, it's what's playing out, but what I would attribute that to is that Zubimendi, I mean, I know we said he'd be the signing of the season, but he just offers everything. Like, he does the Ødegaard role, he can do a defensive role, he's great in the box. I think he's done more damage potentially to Ødegaard than what we thought, Eze might do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he's like, when I watch Ødegaard now, and to be fair, he did well when he came off the bench.
He did do well, yeah.
But he's not like, he plays, I know we've been playing him at that left 8, but it's like that is what he's become. He's become like a left midfielder. Like the stuff he does, he's really, in build-up, he's fantastic. But it's like when we get into the final third, he has been just very ineffective.
Yeah, I think the thing is he has to sort of retrain himself because when he first joined Arsenal, I did feel like he came in as a proper cam and he was playing like that, coming in, edge of the box, scoring goals, being really creative, doing those little dink balls, threading needle passes through. But I think as his roles developed and he got the captaincy, he's become more of like I'm going to come from deep.
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
going to
so
be like,
deep. He comes so deep.
And I think now Zubimendi's in that role, he's got to retrain himself to get his flair back and to focus on what he's good at, actually, really. And he's good at both, but what he can be, what he was good at.
But what we need.
Which was,
what we need
crucially
is
for him. In and around the box and scoring goals. When's the last time he scored a goal? I mean, the blokes forgot how to like attack, essentially. So I think, honestly, because when he came on, that pass to Martinelli was great. So I think he can still do that and he can still be good. But I think he's lost that bit of his
I think it's
spark.
about relationships. And I think like what's happened is as well, like he has been, I think some of the discussion about him has been a bit
Dramatic.
toxic and a bit horrible, to be honest. Like, he's our club captain. I think let's not forget that. I remember that West Ham game where we were, was it 3-0 down? Or do you remember?
Yeah, he came
2020
on. 2020
or 2021. And, he changed it. And from that moment, when he signed permanently, he has been exceptional for Arsenal. And he's kind of set, him and Saka, and obviously later when we added more additions, set a real like high standard for
I think the problem is we forgot about Ødegaard when Rice signed as much. I think he's because we've got so many good players now. He's sort of,
but the level's really high.
Yeah, the level's super
But that's
high.
not. That doesn't take away from how good he has been.
yeah.
And I think that it's a bit bad when I understand that the standards, these are
the fogging
these are the
standards.
fogging standards now, and that just comes with a title charge, but a title contention. It's just, I think I get really frustrated, and you know what? I think he needs to have a few games on the bench at least, just because I
might
think
do him some good. Anyway.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like when
And I think
Havertz came back, he just looked like he was just.
we just look better.
Just
though.
look
we just
better,
do
yeah.
look better, and
But
I think
again, I think we're so glad to have. We've got so many
are spoiled
options
for
now.
choice.
So
Yeah.
it's like I think honestly, I think it was just a game thing that Arteta thought Havertz suits this game more. But
Yeah.
I can see next week against Sunderland at home that Ødegaard starts that game. I can't see Ødegaard now being dropped.
I think you have to go Havertz again because Sunderland, let's not forget, are fucking
True, that is true. They are really
bastards,
physical.
aren't they?
Well, that's what I mean. We're a physical team, so Ødegaard, it might be.
And let's not
yeah.
forget, like the Prem has gone that way.
It has, yeah.
Feels like every team's just playing.
And let's be honest, I know what Sunderland's game plan's going to be against us next week. It's going to be throw-ins and fucking hoofing it, and but they do play good football as well. But they're going to try and like they did it. That's how they
were direct.
Yeah, they were direct, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like buzzing with the performance, and I think it like that model as well. I quite liked it, as in we start really with really physical, sort of boring players in a way, like Gyökeres and Havertz up front, Nketiah at left back. No true cam. And just 4-4-2 it, score a set piece or bully defenders, put crosses in the box, wear them down, tire them out. And then when Arteta made those changes and brought Jesus, Eze, Ødegaard on, then we played a different style of football, which was just really nice to watch. And Gabriel Jesus scored that amazing goal. We just looked like a different team.
Yeah.
So we've got so many options. Like we can play
It's interesting.
different football. We can be a different team.
We've not spoken about how Saka wasn't included, and I think because of his injury in the build-up, I think that also
here we go.
changed.
Here we go.
But that does change how we play, and
Yeah,
I'm
of
not
course
saying
it
it
does.
makes us worse. Like, as in, I'm not saying we're better with him being out. I'm just saying it changes kind of when Saka plays. I don't think this is over dramatic or like an over what's the word, exaggeration. I think he is kind of like almost like the focal point in the sense
He
of,
is in the attack,
in our
yeah.
attack.
It goes down the
Everything
right a
goes
lot.
down that. Everything goes down the right. So I think in a way to be honest, like
It still
did
does. It still
with
does.
Madueke
Yeah, it
because
still
he's
does. I think
Trossad's
that's
a
just the
different
way
kind
we
of player.
play, yeah.
But I feel like this is not a criticism of Saka, and I think it's because of his quality and because of what he can do when he gets in the box, and with his finishing's good, his decision making is good. I think he is more reluctant at the moment to just whip a ball in. Like sometimes, I'm not saying he hasn't done it, but I think potentially because he's got But I think we just did that a bit more. Like
Salah,
even when Martinelli
yeah.
was on the right, that ball that you put into Gyökeres, Gyökeres obviously good. All credit due, credit due to him. He wrestled it, past that player, got a shin to it. Good striker's goal, but that cross from Martinelli was like delightful.
Sometimes I forget
it was stupendous.
that it was really good.
Yeah,
That was an awesome.
and I just
cross.
think like
Saka, yeah, I agree.
You know what? What are our corners? They're crosses. So we might as well just do more crosses.
Yeah, I agree.
Just fucking
I
whip
completely
it in,
agree.
lads.
I don't. I think Saka, unfortunately, and he's nowhere near as good as Salah was, or maybe even is still. But
I wouldn't say nowhere near. I just think in terms of
what I'm
he's
saying
a different player, isn't he?
He's got the Salah. I think he's looked at Salah and gone, I kind of, which any winger would. He's probably thinking, I want to be as good as that. But the problem with Salah is I know he's had quite a lot of assists in his career, but the first thing on Salah's mind, I think, is to shoot. And I think Saka has a lot. I've seen him so many times, and we've seen videos of Gyökeres getting frustrated. His first thought is, can I cut in here and shoot? And it's not, where's my striker? That's what I think anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm. You know,
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
But that's the vibe.
Yeah, maybe you are right. I think,
and he's got a bit of that.
obviously-
I'm not saying it's every time, but you know, it just seems that he's a bit selfish sometimes. And I think Madueke is more like, I'm just going to pop.
But
this
that's
in.
something that, you know, we've said he needs to be maybe at certain points, and it, you know, it comes with being a high, you know, level winger.
Because I think with Havertz and with Jesus, like, I think they did
Very
more.
yeah.
They did more to link play and they dropped back, and Saka was more of the goal scorer. Like, if you think of previous seasons, like the strikers did, it was like Saka really putting up the big numbers. And I know still it wasn't massive numbers.
Well, he got injured last season.
But he got
to be
injured.
honest.
But whereas now, I think like Gyökeres has the potential, really, if he gets good delivery, to be like a 20-goal a season striker. I do think that. But the thing is, he just is not getting the service. And a lot of them will be tap-ins and scruffy goals. But I just think he's a handful when he's in the box. He's different to Havertz. Like, they've got, and Jesus, they've got deft touch, they've got skills.
Yeah,
but
I think
when you
they,
want someone
together
to just be on the end of the fucking
To be
cross,
fair, they complement each other quite well.
Yeah, they do.
And I think because I think Havertz, the jury's out on Gyökeres' finishing, to be honest. But I do think he's a good. From what I've
I think
seen,
he's a good
he
finisher.
can be a good finisher. Sometimes, you know, I've been critical of Havertz because of his just like, he doesn't have that. For me, he doesn't have that like striker's mentality.
I don't
in
think
that
he's
way.
got
like,
a killer instinct.
in
But
that-
then again,
well,
when he came
killer
on
Kai.
against, when he came back at the start of the season, I remember he scored this amazing goal when it was
What I
through
mean
on
is,
goal.
I don't think it's about the. I don't think it's a mentality thing. I just think like sometimes his instinctive finishes
Yeah.
aren't that brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas sometimes, but he can do something. He could do things that Gyökeres, you know, couldn't dream of doing because he's just got such a high technical
Yeah.
level. But yeah, it was interesting. I just think, you know, in summary, great
But
day.
it was just it was a classic
It was a
Arsenal
great day.
performance, and I think those type of performances, if we carry on with that, are going to win us a league.
Yeah, I think what Arteta needs to do though is just be
Brave.
just keep that United game in mind because it wasn't good enough, and it's not just that United game. We've been so tepid.
He needs to shake things up, and I think that's
Yeah,
what he did, and
we've
that's
been-
what the players need, because as soon as you're on the bench, it does switch something in your brain where you think, well, next game I need to play well, and I think he needs to sort of come up with different solutions and it seems like that lots of games in the past have had the same game plan and the same lineup, but I think it's good that he's starting to
Get creative
use the
with it.
squad, get creative and surprise opponents, because ultimately that's what football's about. Like, if they
Yeah.
don't know what you're going to do, you're probably going to score a goal. If they know
It's true.
exactly where you're going to go, it's going to go to Saka. If we just double up on Saka, we'll be fine, we'll stop the cross. You got Havertz and Madueke and Gyökeres in there.
It's
and
just a bit of chaos.
it's a
isn't
bit of
it?
chaos.
To be honest, those three
Yeah.
players. I mean, I would associate kind of particularly with Madueke and Gyökeres. They are just they're
You
a
don't know
bit
what
they're a
the
bit
fuck they're
sloppy
gonna
at
do.
times, but they're gonna do
Yeah.
they do
They'll
stuff.
do
They
something.
you know, they'll keep going. They occupy defenders. Havertz also, he's just, you don't really know his movement and how he like gets in spaces. It's similar. So yeah,
I just think we're in such a good position, and we've got so many different player profiles now. It's like disgusting. Like, if you look at our two wingers, like we've literally got a set of wingers there, two different sets of wingers, and they're literally completely different.
yeah.
So it's pretty
interesting.
cool. Got a lot of options, and I think we will go deep in all four competitions. That's my gut feeling. Whether we can actually on the quadruple is definitely not something we're going to do, but genuinely, like, there could be a
Never
minute.
say never.
There could be a world in which we're in the final of we'll win the Carabao Cup, we're in the semis of the FA Cup, we're in the quarters of the Champions League, and we're 5 points, 7 points clear in the Prem, and you're thinking, fucking hell, like we could
Let's
do
have
it.
it.
So I think we are going to go deep. I can't see us with the squad we've got. I think we are going to go deep in all four competitions. Whether we win them all, probably not, but I think we're going to go deep, and I think there's going to be an even bigger question when it comes to like sort of Feb March time, where it's like, fuck, are they going to actually do it? Probably not, but it's going to be funny to entertain.
I think
for sure.
Yeah, there'll be another Yeah, I
There'll
guess
be-
we'll
there's
cross
gonna be
that
a
bit. It's
world-
it's far too
There's going to
early
be a
talk about any
world
of
where
that shit.
people say we still bottled it because we didn't win the
obviously,
quadruple.
If we win, yeah, but if we win the Carabao Cup, then
Yeah, that'd be a
you know,
great-
there's a
and the
conversation
Prem.
to be had.
Even if we win a cup, and the Prem
if we
this
win
season,
I think the Prem is the one. I think.
but
for me.
I think to do the double would be amazing. I think with the squad we've got this year and the Prem is enough for me, 100%. I don't care if we bottle the rest, but I think a double would
Well, I don't
be.
think we're going to bottle the rest. I think that'd be harsh.
Yeah, but I think the double would be really nice.
Would be nice.
Not the
yeah.
Champions League. I'm talking about just a domestic cup and a Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice, but we'll see. I mean, I don't want to be too greedy because we've won,
Fuck all.
for a long.
yeah.
Well, we've won 14 FA Cups.
Take
you've never
Carabao
seen
Cup
that.
and the Prem. I'll take
Yeah.
the Carabao Cup and the Prem.
Well, let's move on to.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about City and Spurs? Because I think Spurs are just really funny because, like, I know it's been said, but this is like the one game if you're a Spurs fan that you just
They don't want.
wouldn't-
They didn't
you
want
kind
not.
of just want to lose.
That
Like, I'm not going to
atmosphere-
lie. If Spurs were going for the league, right, and we're 15th, by the way. So let's say we're 15th at this point in the season, and we're going to play City, right, because that's who they're going against to win the league, and we managed to, when we've been playing shit for literally months, we managed to pull out some ridiculous like
Scorpion kick.
yeah to not, and you know what's even funnier? It's not even helpful because it's 1 point.
Yeah, I'd rather.
If they
just
got
lost.
3 points,
Yeah,
then you'd be like, well,
I'd rather
they
have
got
lost.
1 point. And
Yeah.
they just, like, that is...
But the thing is, Spurs have got. You knew. I sort of knew deep down in my heart that they were going to go. They were going to get something from that game.
What? Oh, no.
It's
Other than the
fucking,
record.
like,
Yeah,
they've
but
got some- they've
at
got
the
something
start
with
of the game,
Spurs. It's
yeah,
weird,
no,
man.
exactly. But
It's
at the start of the
strange.
game, yeah, before the game, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But when City were 2-0 up at half time,
Well, what's even funnier
I
is
turned it off.
the
I just-
atmosphere was terrible to begin with. It was like a library, and it was like eerie as fuck. It was like if someone farted in a library. Like that was the atmosphere. It was strange. And then
Yeah.
they planned a 70th minute walkout. Did you not see this?
No.
So apparently there was meant to be a mass protest because of like how the club is going and Thomas Frank and stuff. So they were going to walk out on the 70th minute, but because they scored,
They scored the Scorpion kick on the 70th minute.
nah, we're going to wait this one.
Yeah, but you would.
We'll do it
Yeah.
next week.
You can't do that then.
But it's so, do you not think that's really
yeah,
funny?
It is funny.
So yeah, they're just a funny club, man, and I feel just. I mean, at this point, I feel sorry for them
Really? How?
because it's just must
You
be
can't
horrible.
say that.
It must be horrible. I hope we're never in the position that Spurs are now.
The thing is, like, even when we were bad, so the 8th, I'm
No, it's
thinking
got
about
to the
our
point where
8th,
they're not a
like,
rival.
we were never that
though.
bad.
Yeah, but it's got to the point where they're not even a right. Like I don't really class them as because they're so just like they're just so banned. Like they're just irrelevant and.
Yeah, but
success to them is Man City winning the league and us not.
Quite frankly, though, like if they
No
got
pun intended.
relegated, I would.
Quite frankly.
It's
quite good.
you'd want that, wouldn't you? Quite frankly, yeah.
No, there is a world where we win the Premier League and they get relegated, and I'm not even
It's
joking.
a world that is not going to happen because I don't think.
Yeah, but it's not.
Because they're not going to get relegated. I don't think. 'cause
Well,
they're
it could
lucky
happen. Yeah.
that there's 4 teams that are really bad.
Yeah.
Well, Forest
At
yeah,
least
Forest are quite bad.
three teams or 2 definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think Spurs. To be fair, I always thought Thomas Frank was going to be a good manager, and I'm right again.
Yeah, I think Thomas Frank's gone in like 2 weeks still.
Seriously?
Like 4.
No, I think they'll give him the whole. I think they'll give him the full
I think
season and the summer.
No, because they were just planning a 7-minute walkout, a 70-minute
I
walkout.
don't, yeah, but if he now kicks on and gets a couple
But
of wins,
because he
they'll
got a
forget,
point against
They'll
City.
forget if he. No, I'm not saying if they kick on now and get a couple of wins back to back. If they get a couple of big results, they'll forget about.
If.
Well, they'll forget. They'll forget about.
Yeah,
all
I know
that.
that's football, yeah. But what I'm saying is,
and they'll be like, oh,
no, the
we
only
can
reason,
build-
to be fair, maybe it won't.
He has got a pile of shit to
It'll
work
get
with.
no,
I'm
it'll
not
get
gonna
longer.
lie. He
But
thought they signed Conor
but as soon as
Gallagher.
I'm sorry, but like as soon as they get knocked out when they get knocked out of the Champions League, or if they get are they still
they could
in?
win it.
Are they still in the FA Cup or not? I can't remember. I don't really
Can't
watch
remember.
them. But if they get kicked, because the whole thing is that we're doing well in the Champions League at least because they are. They got the in the top 8.
I'm sorry,
didn't
the
they?
league phase does not matter though.
No,
Like,
I know.
and that's coming
but-
from us that have
yeah,
topped it.
I realise
don't-
that. I get that. But what I'm saying is they've also just had some good moments in that competition, whatever. But as soon as they're out of that, if you're out of that by like, March, April, and you're 15th, I don't get why he's still there.
You know
Like,
what's funny?
How?
I know it's a bit of a off topic thing, but just got on the Champions League. Do you not think it's how it's really funny? Like a lot of the top European teams, I think it's the first one. They either don't give a fuck about the league phase because they know it doesn't. They'll get through in the playoffs, like they don't care, and they'd rather focus on the league. They just don't give a fuck about the league phase, or they're just actually shit. I genuinely think like Real Madrid clearly do not give a fuck about the league.
No,
phase.
but I think Real Madrid are actually just not that good.
Yeah, but Barcelona have been crap as well.
But Barcelona also aren't that good.
I know, but then what's funny is they'll get to the quarterfinals or the
Yeah, they'll get to the
semi-finals.
quarterfinals because they've
That's
got
what- so they are
ridiculous
honestly
players.
good.
No,
That's
they're
what
not.
I mean.
They're not. No, but what my point
Yeah,
is,
but
my point is
they don't
that,
give a fuck. If
No,
they
no,
tried,
right?
Do you-
It's not because they're
in a-
not trying.
But the top of like the La Liga
No, my
as well.
point is that like in a game where it's like a big game,
Yeah.
they'll obviously turn up and they'll probably do quite well. And like I'm not saying, but I think that's why a league is quite interesting because I
Yeah.
think over a period of games you get, obviously.
Segue. This is a ridiculous segue. I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
but
go on.
I just had a thought in my head. Where do you think Real Madrid and Barca would finish in the Prem? Because like you're saying, there's a league phase, but like genuinely, like surely they would finish.
I have no.
Surely they
fucking
would
clue.
finish like second.
I have no
or
idea.
go on a
I
time.
think Barca would maybe like.
Because I think obviously it's different because they play different style of football in Spain. So that's the thing. It's not very
But
physical.
I could see teams like I'm not even saying this. I could see teams like Sunderland and
battering
Bournemouth
them.
just battering them.
Yeah, I know what you
Like
mean.
I'm not even taking.
But then
the
it's
piss.
like if Bournemouth and Sunderland are in the Champions League.
They
Well,
do alright.
Newcastle do.
They
You know
do
what? I tell
alright.
you
Like
what team does
Newcastle
really
do
well.
alright, and they're shit in the Prem.
Newcastle do really well.
This is
in
what
the
I'm saying.
Champions League.
Tottenham,
Yeah.
shit
Yeah,
in the
shit
league.
in the league,
doing
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
We're us, right?
Yeah.
We can't beat a big team, like with a good score. We can't score a goal against them in the Prem. Like
Yeah.
as in, we're so robotic and. But as soon as we're in the Champions League, we just batter.
Do you want
teams.
to talk about Spurs and City? Because I need to take a quick break.
What, are you going for shit?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is always about Spurs because this is when I spoke about how Richarlison has a tattoo on his back of himself. My thing about City is that I've been saying this all season when at times Jacob has said, he's a bit scared of, City. The only thing I've been scared of City about, what am I even saying? What scared me about City was basically Haaland, but I said, and no one's going to do this, and I'm not either, but I said he always has a dry spell after Christmas or New Year, and he is having that, so they've dropped a bit in that sense. I wasn't that worried about Roger coming back because he's just not been the same, and I think when you have an injury for that long, and you were playing at such a consistent level and then you drop, I think it's really hard to, and I think maybe he will get back to form one day, but I don't think it'll be this season. But I looked at City and I just thought like there's just something not right about them. And then I don't know if it's just because they've lost so many big players like recently, like KDB. They're having a lot of injuries. They lost Gundogan. I'm trying to think who else they've lost. It'll come back to me, but. Yeah, and they brought in a lot of new players as well, right? So what I think is like a lot of those players aren't really like the mentality monsters that we know, and a lot of them are quite young actually. But I think like there was a lot of talk about Semenyo and Gay, and I think Semenyo is a great player, and I think Gay is a good player, but I think that it's more of a systemic thing for City. Like when I watch them, they just have a soft underbelly, like they can't really cope with teams just going at them. And sometimes I think it is, like a mentality thing. You were 2-0 up against Spurs. They should have probably been killed off the game and then they let Spurs get back into it. It's just not what City did in the past, right? So I think it's a different team. And I think obviously last season we saw that. They've been in a bit of transition, right? I think my thing is like with City, it'll be interesting what City fans think. I think it could take them quite a while to get back to that, like, unbelievable standard. Because what you had, essentially, what made City so good is, for me, was Rodri. And I think that system that Pep Guardiola plays, where he has these, like, two essentially like cams or very like attacking midfielders, let's say like Bernardo Silva and KDB or Foden, or he's got all these people on the pitch and then he just has that one bloke to sit. Few players in the world can do that job, and right now Rodri's just not up to that level, and a few players have dropped off. So what I'm saying is basically City is shit now.
Yeah, well, speaking
And
of
I think they'll be
shit, I think I need more fibre in my diet.
No, because you had that really spicy chili though.
That was genuinely an emergency. Like
Yeah.
I had to,
Oh my
because I tried to be like, oh, I'll wait. You know how you like, I can wait.
Yeah, you just suck it up.
But that was like bad. Like
Damn.
it was, yeah.
Jesus.
Like it wasn't bad in terms of like the consistency or anything,
Yeah.
but it
was
was like
urgency.
It was touch and
Yeah.
go, and also like
It knocked on
imagine
the door.
like I could never work for like Sky Sports or Premier League, like
Yeah.
because imagine if you were live and you had like something dodgy or like coffee. Can you just be like, because some football players have done that, haven't they?
Well,
before?
Gary
They'd,
Lineker,
like, shit
Eric
themselves.
Dyer. Oh no, he didn't shit
But that-
himself.
but-
He
yeah,
shat
but
on
I
the
know
side of
there's
the
some
pitch, didn't he?
players of like before, like they're just about to go on and they're like, or they're
Shit
hot.
the
They're like,
pants.
I've got to go off.
Yeah.
And it's like people at commentators are like, oh, he's gone off, and it's like, what's he gone off for? And they think he's injured, but he's actually had to go and take a dump.
Right.
And that was one of those scenarios. Yeah,
That's what happens when you're performing at a really high level, though.
that's what you literally shit yourself.
These are the kind of things that happen. That's what City are doing.
Sometimes I think is that what some of the Arsenal players do when they play.
I'll
but-
tell you who shat himself. João Pedro. That's a good segue.
Did he?
Yeah, when
Oh
fucking-
yeah, when Traore. Yeah. So you finished on City overall that they're just not. I'm guessing you just said they're just not.
Yeah,
at
I
it,
said
are
there's
they?
a lot of problems going on, and I
Yeah.
don't think bringing in Gay is
I'm
gonna
not even
fix it.
sure what it is. Like one of them's obviously the spit thing that Pep Guardiola does.
Yeah,
but
that's a
just
huge
that's
issue.
just scratching the surface of his head. I don't really know.
Good.
I don't think anyone actually knows. Like I'm looking forward to a
I've
Monday
just
night.
told. Well, you can
you
watch this
told
part. I've
everyone.
told you what. I've
But
told
like,
them
has
what it
Jamie
is.
Carragher done like a Monday Night Football on why they're so bad? Because like, I want to know. I'm sure there's some YouTuber out there that's sort of like pinpointed why they are, but I genuinely don't understand it. And is Rodri finished, or is he? Is it the system?
I don't know. Did they get rid of fucking hell? What's his freaking name? He used to play for Chelsea. He got rid of him as well, didn't they? What's his name?
Played for Chelsea.
Yeah, he played for Chelsea before them. Then they signed him randomly. He was like
De Bruyne.
no.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're on about.
Oh
Sorry,
my
is he
god!
midfield? Is he a midfielder?
I've literally just yes. And he had a
Midfield.
shaved head, and he had that video where he came off the pitch in his tighty whities, and he had a big bald.
Shaved head, and he played. Oh, Kovacic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Where is he? They got rid of him.
I think they got rid of Kovacic.
He was decent.
So this is what I was
wasn't he?
saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they've had such a
Yeah, they've had a big turnaround.
massive
of players.
turnaround, and no one talks about it like they're in flux. Like
They're not even in transition though. I just think it's a case of
well, they
Pep,
are.
Pep
they are
Guardiola.
I think they are in transition.
Yeah,
Joe.
but Pep
Like,
Guardiola's always been a checkbook manager. Let's be honest. The amount of players he's brought in, and he's just not rated them. For example, Calvin Phillips is at Sheffield United now. But like some transfers don't work, right? But if you look at the core of, like, I just don't know if Pep Guardiola knows who he rates anymore or what the type of players
He
he
doesn't
needs.
even know
'Cause
himself.
It's like a rotation. It's like a fucking bar. Like people come in and out. Like it's a fucking revolving door at City at the minute. Honestly, it's a bit strange.
yeah, it's weird.
And then some players who I think are just not at the level anymore. And I know people might be like, you don't know what you're talking about. But for me, they need to move on from players
I tell you what was
Bernardo
weird.
Silva. I just don't think he's that good anymore.
Well,
and I think
he's
they can
definitely
improve on him.
He's in decline a bit,
But he's just
he's
like,
still good.
he just stays. He's just there forever. And
But
it's
he's the
like,
club
well, you
captain.
swap Gundogan and De Bruyne, they were gone. But like, you're so reluctant to get rid of Bernardo
he was
Silva.
better though. He's been better than them. So I
Yeah.
think a lot of City fans would say you're chatting shit.
Probably,
what I would
maybe,
say
yeah,
is
but I think they could do better than it.
listen. I don't. Other than having to like begrudgingly watch them, when I have to because I'm like hoping that they lose a game. I didn't watch much City last season, but I was very surprised with how Edison went as well.
Yeah, that was a bit
I
strange.
thought it
But
was
he was
really
having,
weird.
to be honest, he was letting in
Yeah,
some
but fair enough. But it was just that's what I mean. Like they are.
And I think Donnarumma has been good for them.
I think
Donnarumma has been good.
I think I disagree. I think
Really?
I think they are in transition with what you said. I don't agree.
Yeah, right.
I don't disagree with the Donnarumma thing. But even
Yeah.
that, he's a very different keeper.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think they are changing
Yeah,
how they
they
play.
are.
I also don't think. I think Mikel Arteta has basically fundamentally changed Premier League football.
He broke Pep Guardiola.
I think he broke the Premier League and he broke the model by bringing in this physical weight.
What he's done is he's looked at how Pep Guardiola plays and he's like, "You're a knob, I hate you." And he's gone, "I'm just going to do the exact opposite and I'm going to break you." And he's done it.
Yeah, I think we're close.
He's
to breaking
anti-Pep,
point.
isn't he? He's like people are saying,
I think
he's
he
Pep.
had to
He's not
become
Pep. He's nothing like
exactly. Yeah, he had to become something. Yeah, exactly.
he is
to
a villain.
overcome it.
He is the enemy of the Premier League. Like Premier League, honestly, it was when I went to watch Arsenal against Forest, I was like, Jesus, I didn't realise like how much people hate Arsenal and Arteta. They fucking hate him.
Yeah.
And they hate the way we play football, and I love it.
And they hate that he's got a Lego head.
And when he's lifting that Premier League trophy, I'm going to laugh my head off.
I'm going to love
hilarious.
it.
But anyway, Traore at Chelsea and West Ham, that was so funny.
That was good.
Like he literally just fucking slung Cucurella like he was a doll.
Yeah.
And I know this is harsh, but like I don't like Cucurella. He's probably a nice bloke.
I
when
think
he's with his
he
family
is.
and stuff, but he's
he
so
is one of the
annoying when he
most
plays
annoying
football.
players.
And to watch him get slung like that was
Surely
funny.
he knows he's annoying.
It was so
He has
funny.
to.
I'm glad someone didn't grab his hair because it could have been worse, but he just literally lobbed him.
Yeah.
And then João Pedro steps up and goes, "I'm going to bang you out,
And
mate."
then that
he
bloke
realises,
came in.
Do you think the bloke, we'll get onto the bloke, but do you think just before, do you think João Pedro, like, just for a second forgot that it was Traore?
Yeah, he forgot he was dealing with.
And then because as soon as he went, Traore sort of went like that. Are you he sort of was like, "I can't believe you just done that." He was like, "Are you fucking joking?"
Yeah. I really admired.
It's like that Top
I
Boy
admired.
scene.
This is the thing, right? I admire. Yeah, exactly.
Want to squeeze off on a man.
I admired João Pedro's, courage, but then and within seconds, I wish he just stood there and just took it.
I know he should have done
He
that.
should have just done it. Like
why
it was
just
pathetic.
front that? Because he knew that I reckon Troy would have genuinely launched him.
Yeah,
Like I reckon if
true.
he pushed
What would
him,
have
he
been
would
worse?
both your feet would have come off the floor.
it would have flew.
Yeah,
That would have been. Worse.
I think that's
now.
worse.
I think about it.
But you would have got him suspended. Probably, I reckon he would have got a 3-match ban for that because he was lining up to steamroll him.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't I'm just going to shove you back. It was who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to plow
I
straight through
wonder,
you.
like, this is the
Just
thing.
back it.
But would have? I don't know actually if Traore would have done anything.
It looked
If he
well.
just
He
stood
did
there,
though,
just
didn't
store him, just staring him down.
he? No, it looked like he
Yeah,
ran
it looked like
into
was
him,
gonna
didn't
kill
he?
him,
He
actually,
ran
yeah.
into him.
No, all right.
Because he was running and then he like ran away.
Yeah.
Because he sort of did shove him a bit. It's one of those things
I played football in my Sunday league, and there was this. He was a big bloke. He was like, as in not in terms of tall. He was just pretty
a
fat.
unit, yeah.
Yeah, and he pushed me. Well, he didn't really, but I just turned around and I pushed him.
Oh no.
And it was literally just like, it just went, he just stopped. He didn't even, there was nothing. And then he just went bang, and I just flew.
just
So that's
launched it.
probably what would have happened.
I think João Pedro, I think he's shown his true colours there. He should have if you're going to push Traore, especially from behind, you need to just front it. if it's
I'm not
coming
just
back
saying
at
this.
you.
I think that is indicative of that Chelsea team, João Pedro.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence that Liam Rossini's tapped him up on LinkedIn, and they've forged this relationship, because I think what Chelsea are right now are they're like kind of they've got they're soft.
Well, you say that, but under Rossini, they've had a couple of comebacks.
I don't care.
They've been quite solid.
They haven't been solid.
I wouldn't
they
say
haven't been solid. They conceded two.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Chelsea. I don't want to say they're soft.
I think
they
they're
put
soft.
up a really good fight.
No, but
against
that's
us
the
with
thing.
10
No,
men.
but this is what I mean. They're like they
No, I don't
they
know
think
about
they're
that,
hard.
mate.
But
I
they're
don't know
not.
if they're soft at all. I
think
think
they are.
I think they've got a bit of.
I think
something bad,
No, I
then.
think they've got a weak mentality.
We'll see on Tuesday, won't they? I guess because honestly, this will be a big test for them because they're 1-0 down, and a lot of players against the best team in Europe would probably be like, "Well, we're 1-0 down. 1-0 down. We're probably not going to win this game."
Well, they've got nothing
I
to
think
lose, have
they've
they?
got
So
nothing
they
to
might as
lose,
well.
but also like we've got nothing to lose really. I mean,
Well, we do. We could lose the tie,
yeah, but they could lose the tie.
but they're already losing it. So I'm saying they've got less.
I know what you
to
mean.
lose.
They're going to go out and attack us and try and
Yeah,
win.
that's
the
what I'm
game.
saying.
Win the game.
win the game. Chelsea. Yeah.
Arsenal. Chelsea. Win.
What did he
We
say?
need
I
to get
wish I
that
could-
clip.
Wish I could be there.
Yeah, it was so funny that it was Sol Campbell before the FA Cup final.
By
and
the
he was
fire
like,
in the dark.
whatever you do, win the game. It was so, and that made us win. I
No,
reckon
we won.
I reckon
Yeah.
Wenger showed that in the changing room, and they were all
Genuinely,
like,
I was
"This
fucking-
is-"
I would've
was
gone to
pumped.
war.
I was pumped after that.
It was inspiring.
It was really inspiring.
It was really
It was
good.
good. I love him. He's what a fucking legend that is, Sol Campbell. What he doesn't give a fuck.
Legend of the game.
But yeah, no, I think on that, like, who do you think? So let's go to hardest players in the Premier League. Who do you think would have fronted that throwaway challenge there? Because there's not many, surely, in the Prem that would have gone, if he's running at you, I'm just going to front this and back myself to sort of.
James Tarkowski.
Really?
I think he just would have fucking
Front. He's
him.
not that big though, is he?
He's got massive ears.
Yeah, I think he would have grabbed
I
him
think
and just
what would have
slung
happened
him.
is he gets pushed back and his ears break his fall. And he's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and then he
he's
comes
there,
back and he goes.
but he's not quite
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
the
yeah.
bottom.
That's hard.
And then he comes back. No, he's not. Ears aren't that big. Sorry, James.
Yeah, I reckon
apologise.
it's like the Champions League trophy, isn't it?
You have to cut that out. I'm sorry,
He would have
James.
just
I'm joking.
picked him up like the Champions League trophy and just like lobbed him into the
Yeah, Gary
crowd.
Lineker's got big ears, and Mike Richards says that all the time.
Yeah, I think
You've
think-
got big
think
ears.
You're overthinking it, mate.
No, it's a joke.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I think Shaka probably would have fronted that. I reckon he would have fronted it. And I know he's not like the
He's not
biggest
the
bloke, but I
hardest.
reckon he would have fronted it.
He's quite hard though, because he's
Yeah, I reckon he would have backed himself. Who else? I think I think Souček is an underrated like hard
man.
geezer because I reckon he would have just fronted that as well. Who else? There's a few, to be fair, but I don't think many people can. I think Traore's got a lot of muscle.
I think Gabriel's. I wouldn't want to fight that bloke, to be honest.
Do you reckon he would have fronted that Traore?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
I think he's a bit. Traore's not. He's not like. Is he tall? I can't tell.
No, he's not
'cause he
that
looks
tall.
so
He's
big.
about 5'10",
Okay.
but he's fucking massive.
Yeah, he is massive, but I think.
Like he's
I don't know.
he's not he can't. I don't even know how he plays football.
Yeah.
Because he's so big. Like it's not even. He's ridiculous. He's like a rugby. He's like rugby player big.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Do you not think it's weird? Like it's actually credit to him. Like because.
But that's
surely
kind of
people
his
would be
thing.
saying-
Like, I
it's-
kind of think.
Yeah.
And he used to oil himself up.
Yeah, I mean, Kolasinac going throwback.
He was
literally
hard.
stood
I
up
was
to
gonna
like
say.
3 knife
No,
wielders.
but Gabriel also. Let's not forget he stood up to a burglar.
Yeah,
Going
yeah,
to his
true.
house. So I think that takes another level. Everyone can do it on a football pitch where you can't actually get
Yeah.
hit or battered.
Yeah.
But can you do it on a cold
I just
night in
love to
fucking
see. I just love to
Stoke?
see like a Royal Rumble with like all the Premier League players on a pitch and just see who wins.
What happens?
It'd just be great. I'd love it. Like you pick one player from each team
Or
and you go.
bring in like an ice hockey style. Just
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna
Batter
put so
each
just
other.
about the Traore thing. I was just about to say that because I know ice hockey is different because it's about balance more than. But I guess a bit of it when you're pushing someone's also about balance too. But it's size and balance, I guess. But there's been times where like a big unit is coming towards me, and you've got a choice, haven't you? It's like you either like back away a bit or you just lean into it and go, I'm just going to front it. And sometimes I've fronted it and I've actually come up on top because it's the way I've hit him. And he's sort of like lost balance.
Are you
and
talking
he's-
about you just beat people up?
No, I'm talking in ice hockey when you when you hit each other. So in ice hockey, so
you're
people
talking
that
about
don't
ice
know,
hockey now.
you hit each other,
Right.
And it's like sometimes I've had big units skating towards me like really fast, going, I'm gonna plow you, and I've gone, fucking just do it then. Like no, like that
Yeah.
thing from the chair company, just fucking
on,
do it.
yeah,
Yeah, just do
yeah.
it. And I was like, yeah, just do it then.
Yeah.
And then they've actually come off worse. Even though they're bigger, because it's about how you position your body and
Are
stuff.
you talking
So-
about being checked now?
Yeah,
I
but
thought
it's
you
the
were talking
same
about just
thing.
getting
It's the
battered
same
by
thing though. Like in football, I guess. Like if João Pedro maybe would have leaned into it and like just I don't know, he could have decked him. What? Imagine that if João Pedro just decked him, that would have been. He would have gone in like Chelsea legend book.
Would have been
a
interesting.
photo. Yeah, no, I just think it's interesting. Like
But,
I love little scraps like that because I think there's not enough of that in football. And I'm not like advocating, fucking violence every week, but it is good to see.
It's
isn't it?
entertaining.
It is good to
It's
see.
entertaining.
Like it's
Yeah.
fun. It's funny.
It's a bit of a laugh in it. But yeah, I think Liam.
Liam Lassine, yeah. I think we'll see. won't we?
I
West Ham look really good though, don't they?
ish. Yeah, I think they still
They picked up a bit of form. The relegation battle's going to be really
I think they probably
interesting.
will go down.
But
But,
who's your odds on at the minute then to get relegated?
well, West Ham
You think West Ham are going to go down?
Burnley and Wolves.
You do?
Yeah, they
So
look
you
crap.
Think, so you think...
Well, who else is going to go down? Forest.
Well, Forest still could, but they
that's
probably
it though,
will.
isn't it?
Yeah, well...
Because who else is there?
Yeah.
I don't even
Well,
know.
yeah.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I think
Mate.
they might stay up after that Scorpion kick.
Yeah.
So, what a goal that was, but we didn't even talk about that. But
No,
yeah.
the thing is, Sunderland have really fucked it because they
Sunderland?
soared. No, as in because they've soared so high up at the table at the start. Like they should not be there. I mean, they should because they've been great. But do you know what I mean? Like at the start of the season, they shouldn't really be there. But they well, they wasn't expected to be there. They weren't expected.
Yeah, I know,
to be
but
there.
that's
so the
how is
relegation
that how
zone.
they fucked up?
No, because one of them's now because usually it's the 3 promoted teams and they're always around.
Yeah.
But they've gone so far up that it's like impossible for them to get relegated now.
Yeah.
So now it's like it's made it really interesting because a Premier League team is definitely going to get relegated.
Oh, you
which
mean-
is like
yeah,
really
yeah,
interesting,
that is
because
interesting.
like usually in the past 3
Well,
seasons,
2
it's-
will, because Wolves are going to go down.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if they stay up.
So it's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. It's been a great season.
But to be
Sorry,
fair, I think
but-
we should talk about Burnley because Burnley are they? I don't think they are
Just get
like
the
quite
table up.
bottom. They're not bottom, are they? I
we
think
need to talk
it's
about,
still
by the way, we
Wolves.
need to talk about Man United as well, because if not, that people will really get
Right,
pissed
Burnley are
off.
currently 2-0 down to Sunderland, just to add insult to injury. But
So Burnley,
they're on 15 points. It's not
Leeds.
they're going to go down. Let's be honest. But Burnley, obviously,
Forest
not
are in a
linked to anyone in the
Forest are
transfer
in a
window.
sticky spot though. Forest need to start winning.
They're not actually linked to anyone in the transfer window, Burnley. But so therefore, what Burnley media team decided to release is a behind the scenes of prep. Scott Parker's prep for a press conference, and it is a really good watch. So
when was this released?
This was released today.
And what? So the context behind
So
this
the
is
context
that
is
it's
behind
deadline
this.
day.
Deadline day. They've just released a video of Scott Parker talking about what he's going to talk about in a press conference.
On deadline day. Nothing to do with transfers.
Yeah. Well, no, it's to do with what he's going to talk about when there's no... Just watch it. Here we go. Fucking hell. Is this going to play?
And with it being January, boss, there's likely to be transfer-related questions. Completely down to you, really, in terms of how you approach that. That's fine. One thing they might ask you then, if there isn't a lot going on and we haven't done anything today in terms of inbounds, is any frustrations. So just think about how you might want to answer that one. Saturday.
That's it. That was the clip.
That was the whole clip.
Yeah.
With it being January, boss.
So they just
What
uploaded a
the
20-second clip.
What?
And with it being January, boss, there's likely to be transfer-related questions. Completely down to you, really, in terms of how you approach that.
I love it how
Why
he's
did they release that?
What?
That looks like something that got
I'm
leaked.
sorry, the funniest thing about that is the music.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What is the
that?
music?
Like what? Like it's a big
if
level.
it was a behind
move.
the scenes clip without any music,
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's a bit weird,
That's-
but
yeah.
fair enough. It's just a behind the scenes clip.
Yeah.
The music
Yeah.
is absolutely sensational. It just ties the whole thing together.
Brilliant.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
Is that a trot? Is that can't?
No,
that's-
it is legit as far as I'm aware.
What are
Let me
people
have a
saying
look.
about that?
Well, just taking the piss out of it. I think it's sent the Burnley fans into absolute meltdown. Yeah. So, and obviously they're now 2-0 down.
Christ. Yeah, because they're getting relegated, aren't they?
For more insider access, watch Keeping the Faith on X. So I think this is
It's part of
this
the
is
series.
part of the series, but this is the clip
So
that
I think they've had to.
they've used.
No, they haven't. It's like The Office, obviously.
yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's any
Can
good.
anyone tell me what
Is
we
that-
pay
yeah.
our recruitment team for?
Yeah.
Oh god, who is that bloke as well? Like what? And why does he need someone to be like? I don't think they're going to ask you about any transfer, or they might ask you about transfers. So obviously, obviously they're going to ask him about transfers. It's transfer deadline day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Honestly.
that was hilarious. So thanks for showing me that.
No, I thought it was just interesting.
Yeah, I think the last thing we need to touch on, I mean, is probably United, really.
Yeah.
United game because they came back against Fulham. But I think we've covered everything else, haven't we? If you look at the other Premier League results.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't really. Liverpool played someone, didn't they?
Yeah, they played
Villa
Newcastle and
lost
they battered
again.
them 4-0. But Newcastle, I give up on them.
They didn't bat them 4-0.
4-1.
I thought it was 3-1.
Nah, it's 4-1, mate.
Oh, fucking
I watched it. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, they battered them.
I mean, we could talk. I mean, I don't really want to talk about Newcastle because
No, the only funny thing from that game was like when Ekitike scored, like the camera panned to like panned to Isak, and he was just like fucking.
I thought you meant
clapping.
it
was like,
panned to
it was
Eddie
like
Howe.
Ramsdale. You know when Ramsdale used to clap when Raya
Yeah,
was
yeah,
made
yeah.
a good save, like he was ever going to get back in the team. Like it was like when that happened to Ramsdale, it was like he was watching the number 2, and he was clapping, going like he's getting back in, and he was like, oh, that's a good, really good for a second choice keeper. Little did he know he was getting shipped off to fucking Newcastle as a second choice keeper, but. Yeah, he was watching. Isak was watching Ekitike like clapping, like, yeah, well done, mate. Thanks for scoring the goals while I'm, before I'm coming back in. But mate, you're not getting back in. No, he will. I wonder if they'll do a 4-4-2. Because honestly, he looks mint, Ekitike. He looks so good. Like we're talking about, Arsenal should have signed Isak because he's like the reincarnation of Henry. Fucking hell, well, should have signed
both of them. They've signed 2 reincarnations.
They signed both of them. I think it was disgusting watching that when you looked at like the fact that in an alternate reality, he should have been playing for Newcastle, and the fact that they went and signed both is actually disgusting. And like we always go on about, Liverpool, City has spent so much money, but what Liverpool did in that transfer window, we cannot forget, and I will never forget it. It was disgusting. It was borderline gross misconduct. It was gross.
Yeah, but it's also just self-sabotage.
They didn't
it's
need,
not
yeah,
worked
but
at
also
all,
they didn't.
so.
Yeah, but I think it will work.
It
and
won't
when it does, it will be devastating if it does.
It will not work.
Devastating.
There is no way.
So do you think they'll get rid of Ekitike or
How
Isak?
can Isak and Ekitike? How is that going to work on the pitch?
No,
Where is that going to work?
I have inclination to agree, but when Salah does leave, do you think there's not a world where one of them can peel off on the wing, or do you not think there's a world?
Maybe,
in that can
but
and if it does, it would be disgusting.
I don't.
With Wirtz, do you not think it could
I think
work?
they're very
Do you not
similar
think it could
players.
work?
That's what was even
Do you not
more
think
confusing.
it could work as a 2 up top with Wirtz in behind?
But they're not like. It's not like.
So Wirtz is a false nine.
They're like very similar players. It's like it's a 2 that it's just like. It's not like a 2 that Gyökeres or Havertz or what were the 2?
They're very similar though. Aren't
They're not
they?
really.
They're a
They're
bit
not
different,
really
yeah.
at all.
I know what
And
you
like-
mean. It does sound. I
don't. Will one of them want to even? And this is the thing, right? Will one of them want to play on the wing?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't want to play on the fucking wing.
It is strange.
Are they wingers? And they're not going to be. Are they effective as wingers?
I mean, we
think
know
they
that
can do it,
but Isak does tend to peel off on that left hand side when he's playing up top, but that's when he's playing up top. So like, it's not. He doesn't start on the left.
But there's no way that there's no way that they signed them.
But then what I mean is,
You know,
it has to. They have to find a way. And this is the thing that they did self-sabotage a lot. I know this is like going back to weeks ago now, but fucking hell, like why the fuck do they need both of them?
Yeah, it was very strange. I don't know.
But yeah, it's just interesting because he would have been mint at Newcastle. I know Voltemada, he's
think
been
it's the
class
money
as well,
that they
but
spent
like
on
I
them.
can't believe that he's not
Well,
even
Voltemada's
starting
been
he's not even
been
for
great
Newcastle.
though. He's not been great.
He was
the last
really
few
good when he
weeks.
first came in.
Yeah, but he's really dried up now, and
dried up.
this is also just.
So we'll
Didn't do
finish.
nothing.
We'll finish on United. Last 10
Did you
minutes.
watch it?
No, but I just want to talk about United in general in terms of like how long do you think this is going to last? Like because everyone like Gary Neville's wetting his pants and Roy Keane and everyone's trying to tell him to calm down a bit because part of it is because I don't think they like Carrick and they're a bit jealous because they don't want him to succeed because it makes them look. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think any. I know there's a bit of beef there, but I don't think a lot of pundits like it. That especially that have tried management, the ones that haven't failed, they don't like to see other.
I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot of the reason why Arteta actually winds these people up, because he wasn't, with all respect to Arteta,
When he was coming up, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't think Arteta was he wasn't an elite player, was he? He was a decent player, good player. But what I'm saying is, you had like these Scholes, these Gerrards, these. To be fair, I watched Gerrard on TNT the other week, and he was really good and quite complimentary of Arteta. But I'm thinking about in particular like Scholes, for example. Or like Keane.
Keane's
for a
quite
bit.
bitter.
And there
I
was
like
just a
him,
lot
but
of like
he's quite-
lazy
he's a
analysis
bit
about
bitter.
Arteta. And I think, in their shoes, they thought maybe, and it would make sense. In your head, you're like, I'm an elite player. I'm going to go on to be a
An elite
world-class
manager.
coach. And then
Well,
you
same
know,
with
some bloke
same
that
with
was just
Henry as
not-
well. I think he's been quite critical, rightly so, of Arteta in some instances. But I think there's a bit of that with him even as well. Like, how the hell is Arteta's a genius and I'm not? But I won all this silverware and I played for Barcelona and he was just. But again, it's about
Doesn't make you a
being
good
a
coach,
manager.
does it?
Being a manager for me is all about character. And I agree. It doesn't make you a good coach just because you were a good player. We've seen that. It's often the players that were on the fringes or the ones that weren't the stars that make good coaches, as we've seen with Mourinho and Pep. Really good examples of that.
But I suppose Pep was. He was in there, but he was just
but
he's not a star of the show,
Yeah,
was he?
that's what I mean.
But Zidane,
and Arteta was there. He was
Zidane
in there.
was,
Surely.
Zidane was the star.
Yeah, Zidane's different gravy, mate.
I don't think it really matters. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a. I don't know if
doesn't
there is a
matter at all.
correlation between
No.
if you were a great player
But I
and
think
if you'd be a good
the
coach. I just think
the
it's,
respect thing is definitely like
Yeah, but
I
that
reckon
wears
Arteta-
thin very quickly.
No, I
think
agree. We've
respect-
seen that with Xavi Alonso. But I genuinely think like the whole thing with Aubameyang, I think that if Arteta was a club legend like
Yeah, it
Vieira,
probably would have
I think it would
commanded
have
a
panned
bit
out
more.
a bit differently than what it did because I don't think Aubameyang had any respect for
Aura.
Arteta whatsoever. Whereas I think if it was Patrick Vieira, he would have gone, I can't say anything because like it's Patrick Vieira
Yeah.
and I don't want this out.
But
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I think that does count a bit. But yeah, I think it wears thin pretty quickly.
But back to Carrick.
yeah,
I
back
think,
to Carrick.
honestly, I said it the first game that they won against City. I'm actually a bit like to Gary Neville and to fans that are like enjoy. Obviously, you're going to be enjoying it, but I'm like this for me.
ones that are getting
This for
carried
me
away.
brings more questions than it does answers because I'm not sure how players. Like I don't care about the system. I'm sorry, but there were similar players on the similar pitch, and the performances were so bad. And I don't believe that just from changing from a back five to a back four and going, lads, let's play football, that overnight you just fucking become good again. I don't believe it. Other than they just clearly these players, and this is what I'm saying, right? This is my point. Those players clearly did not rate Amorim. And this is what I'm saying. I think there is a weird culture. There's clearly a very strange culture in that dressing room, and the same things are going to happen to. I'd be very surprised if a similar thing doesn't.
So
happen
you
to
think
Carrick.
it's like a recurring cycle until they completely rebuild?
I think they need.
Yeah.
United never have truly accepted that they need to stop signing like stars that need because they can't not sign stars. They can't just let youth come in fully because they need to sell shirts and get punters in every week and sell loads and loads. It's a business, right? So I think United have never fully like took we are at rock bottom and we need to completely destroy everything and rebuild
what's
again.
funny is that I look at Arsenal's rebuild and they actually own the first time we signed a star, I reckon, is this summer.
Well, what about
Since
Declan
we
Rice?
rebuilt. Sorry, Declan Rice was. Sorry, forgive me.
And
That's
what about-
stupid. No, but honestly, I think before
No,
and
that's
that
what
was
I'm
too.
saying, right?
But we took ages.
But
We
they've
took at
continued
least
to buy.
We
like,
took about. That's
flair
what I mean, and I
players.
agree with you
it's
completely.
who they're buying, right?
I
And I
agree
think
with you
they're.
completely.
And this is the thing about this Casemiro Renaissance. Well, what? Because he's had 5. He's been good this season, but he's having a few good games now. But in reality, he's been crap. He's been way below par for so long.
But
And it's just
I
like,
think that's a great point you've made.
what
about
is
Yeah.
what is going on with these players? Like,
Well, I think firstly they would have got a boost from Amorim leaving, so I think he was just completely.
he was out of his depth, wasn't he?
He
Or
wa-
it was just wrong.
The
There was something
definition,
wrong.
the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. I think he might have gone insane there. I don't know what he was doing, but it wasn't a good fit. I think he's probably a good manager in the other leagues that he's in and whatever, and he's obviously clearly he did really well at Sporting, but I think he was not the right fit, and his system didn't work in the Premier League, and he's gone. So I think there's a bit of that where the players feel a bit free. And that will contribute to like a freedom. And I think there's no expectations. And Carrick's probably quite good at saying, he carries that bit of DNA in terms of he was in those old Manchester United teams that play good football. So I think he has just told them, I think football can be simple in some respect. I think it boils down to he's gone out and said, look, lads, just play football, entertain the crowd, and we'll probably get a result because you're all talented players, which they are. I think going back to a rebuild,
But it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
is
I
it?
don't think exactly.
Like,
and
what
that's
is
the thing.
that?
It's like
That's
that
just
will run
like-
out. That will run out.
It's
Of
like
course it
Ollie
will.
P teacher vibes, where it's like,
Yeah.
come on, lads, we're Manchester United.
But this is what I
let's
mean.
play.
Like we'll
Whatever that
soon
was.
find out by the end of
We
the
will
season.
find out, and it'll be the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well,
I
yeah, okay. Well, you're certain about that. I think Carrick could end up being a decent manager. Whether he's right for United and he's at that level at the minute, I'm not sure.
but
But
it doesn't-
I think tactically,
My point is, it's no reflection on Carrick. I think the players that he's got, they will turn on him like they turn on everyone else. It's the morons they've got in the boardroom, and maybe that is starting to change. But I'm not convinced by Ratcliffe either, and I know he seems a bit like he really wants to be involved. He's always there. He's there too much. He's always in the cameras and shit, and I don't like that. And they've still not got rid of the Glazers, so. I think literally what has actually changed at that club.
I don't know why people hating on Carrick so much and don't believe him in it at all.
I'm not hating on him. It's no reflection on him as a manager.
Genuinely
think
think
he
he could.
I
I genuinely think he could be the right. I genuinely think he could be. I'm not saying he should. He might not get the permanent job, but
No, but this
I
is the
would
thing,
not
right?
rule him out.
No,
I really
yeah,
would
I'm not going to rule him out. I'm saying here we get like my point is next season they finish this season really strongly. They get top 4. They get Champions League. What if you're a United fan, and I'm going to speak on behalf of United fans then. What is your expectation next season then?
Champions League.
To win a Champions League?
No, just to finish
get
in the Champions League.
But how? So if Carrick goes on a run, which he might, and he probably will get top 4, your expectation going into next season is just, let him get top 4 again. This is my thing.
For me, it'd be solidify your position because they've been so. Yeah, I think any balanced United fan.
That'll wear thin very quickly because you're
not if you then go on a title charge the season after. I think any new manager that comes in, whether it's Carrick or whoever it is, it's solidify yourself again as a consistent Champions League team. Get some foundations, be consistent. Then it's like, okay, well, you finished in the Champions League once or twice, maybe finish third or second. Then it's title charge.
But the thing is, I just don't think there's that patience at United sometimes in terms of like the fans.
I think the fans have now. I think the fans have accepted it.
This is not what I'm saying. I was just about to say, like, I think the fans are actually very supportive of the managers, and they've not really called. I think they've been behind.
They're quite patient,
all of them,
I would say.
Actually, fair play to them. But I think the media is so heavy on it. We feel it at Arsenal, but in United, it's even worse.
Yeah.
All of the big pundits, most of them are ex-United.
But the way I think there's no coincidence about going back to the youth thing that Carrick's put Mainu straight back into the team. I think there is a thing in terms of like you have to have players in the team like Maguire's and like Mainu that sort of get it, that sort of either youth players or teams that are quite experienced and sort of really actually like the club and care about the club. You need those type of players, and then you add your sprinkle of Stardust on top. And I think they just need to go back to the roots. And I think that's what Carrick's sort of done. I think Amrin...
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. It just reminds me of Arteta, what he did. He brought through Smith Rowe and Saka, and he got the fans on board. And then you go from there and you build a system and you build something people can believe in.
But that is not really what happened. It was more...
It's exactly what happened.
We were crap for like 2 seasons.
Yes, but what...
We won an FA Cup, which was brilliant, but we gave them a lot of time, and actually, my point is that United, I doubt they'd give him that time, and they haven't been giving the managers
They'll give him
much
that time. If the thing is that we could always see something with Arteta, rightly or wrongly. There's been occasions where he went on a really bad run, and we thought, is he right?
Yeah.
You might have to go, but you could see there was something
sometimes, there. Well, sometimes you really couldn't. But I know what you mean. Like sometimes
I knew he was I knew.
Yeah, but we knew he was a good coach. I agree. My point,
and you knew you could do something.
But my point is like,
I get a similar thing with Carrick. That's all. It's just a gut feeling. He might be absolutely shit, but it's just a gut feeling.
Yeah, I think we need a bigger sample, don't we?
Yeah,
I think 3 games is mental.
I'm not getting carried away, and I think he will like do. They'll have a bad patch soon, but I just think Carrick could be a good fit in terms of like a rebuild job. Yes, if they want to continue the path of like, if they want to do a complete rebuild and start again,
but they're not. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, probably not.
They're not going to do that. So
because I think it's a recipe for disaster. I know people are saying, "Oh, it'd be the worst thing ever if United kept Carrick on." I think it'd be worse if they got another manager, unless he was like genuinely proven, like an Emery or something. I think it'd be worse.
I think they need a really high level manager.
Yeah,
I'm just
or
saying
nothing,
that,
or
like,
Carrick.
Yeah,
It's one or the other.
I
You
think they
can't
need
get one of
but
these Ten Hag and one of these like tacticos who have come from a lesser
You
club.
need, like,
and
a dead
he's a
set,
winner.
like,
He's won
this
stuff,
is-
or he's in the Prem. He's been in the Prem for years, and he's good.
I think we'll all know. I think we'll just know, like, fucking hell, they've signed a good manager now. Like, and I don't know. Listen, Carrick could be that. In actually, it'd be interesting. Fair play to Carrick if he can do that. It'd be a really good story, I think, if he can turn that club around. And look, they're not.
Because we said
You know-
this when Arteta came in, the exact same thing. I remember to this day when Arsenal appointed Arteta.
But
And
we did an extensive interview process to get to Arteta. It feels like they just fucking.
Yeah, but they will do an extensive interview process for when they hire in the summer, because he's not just they're not just like, oh, we'll keep you on. They'll do an interview process and he'll get
Will they?
interviewed. Of course he will.
But
That's how it works.
Yeah, I think, my point is like Arteta wasn't.
A caretaker manager. I understand that.
No.
I understand that. But he technically was building up his experience at Man City before he came to Arsenal, which is a similar thing. And I know he wasn't a coach, but he was an assistant coach. You could tell he had the
I get
minerals
that,
for
but
it.
but this is no disrespect to Michael Carrick, but to be fair, Jay, like Mikel Arteta was working with the best manager ever.
I understand. No, I'm probably getting a bit carried away. Because
No,
of
you're
the
not getting
results,
carried
but
away. I
just
think it's
he's
good to have
really
both
good. I think
sides.
he was really good at Middlesbrough, and I think he's,
Listen, once again, I am not saying
he's good in the media.
I am not saying that Carrick. I think he could be good. I think he could be good. My question is, how good?
Is he a good fit for United?
No. My question is he going to be good enough to get them through? Like, that club is a massive fucking, there's a rot there.
But if there's anyone,
Can
for
he deal
me,
with that?
if there's anyone that could do it, it's more likely to be someone that understands the club and that's been there since it's from a kid.
Yeah, but at the same token,
And he
those
could
people,
he could deal with it. He's
those
used to
people,
it.
those people are clueless.
I think foreign managers that come in must look around and go, "Fuck, I don't even want to stay here." Whereas because he's lived and breathed it.
Yeah,
and
but
he
we
liked-
had Ole, you know.
Yeah, and he did. Look how well he did. He was one of their best managers.
Yeah, but he tried, but he still couldn't.
Yeah, he fell a bit
what
short.
What did Mourinho
He
say?
fell
The best
short, but they
achievement
got
he
rid
ever
of
did
him.
was get second.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is my point, right? That's
But
what I'm
Ole
literally
came
trying to
second,
say
didn't
is that I think it's kind of what that thing which came back to haunt Neville, where he was like, they could only finish fourth or whatever, which is complete bollocks. My point is that, like, Carrick could finish second. Carrick could do what, not this season. Well, you never know. He could. My thing is, the fundamental issues of that club, like Ragnick sat there and dismantled the entire club. The fundamental issue at that club are the Glazers. And until they're gone, I really doubt, and United fans have to agree, like, will there be the proper changes they will have to see consistent success over a consistent amount of years, like we've had at Arsenal, like Liverpool had when they brought in Klopp?
Yeah, it's partly
that's the question,
It is
right?
partly to the owners. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Anyway,
But that's gonna be the same for
let's-
it's gonna be the same for any manager that comes in. I think.
Anyway,
So
it's been interesting. We've had a mix, haven't we?
yeah, it's been a bit of a fucking. It's been a long podcast, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Anyone that's managed to get through it, fair fucking
me,
play.
yeah.
yeah, it must have been a fucking good evening. Don't know what you were doing, but
You sad bastard. Anyway, cheers, Trent.
yeah, cheers for listening. And
I'm so happy.
so yeah, thanks for
That's
listening.
it,
Make
innit?
sure to subscribe and all that stuff. I'm going to bed now because
Bedtime.
that's it.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. See you next week.
Cheers, guys.